Good morning, No Luck Pure Skill. Good morning, Trading on Tilt. What is up? How are you guys? Woo! Wild times. Friday, we had a 1230 point range, and it looks like we have good volatility today, too. Markets are, it is a bank holiday at the US, Columbus Day. So, the regular market hours not open, not the normal. Hold on a sec, I have to delete these. For some reason, Tradeify, sometimes it just kicks out all my settings. And I have to redo it. Wild times indeed. How did you guys do? I hope good. Good morning, Alfred. Good morning. We have so much volatility. I love it. Makes us so happy as day traders. Okay, let's get out of this. This is my TBT. I have a Take Profit Trader eval. We have almost passed it. I think today's like day 2. So we're getting close. Day 2 or day 3. I am up in profits on it, about $900. So I switched to micros to help manage that risk. And just risking 100 points for 100 points on 2 micros. Friday was about survival. Exactly, Alfred. Oh my gosh, I got spanked. I did get spanked a little bit, and it did not feel good. But I still survived. I lost a few accounts, and then I made money in a few accounts. But we're all good. Still, still alive. Does that mean we close earlier today? Yes, exactly. Let me confirm the exact time. I don't even know if the regular stock exchange is open today. Yeah, so there's no My Funded Future stream today. And then let me check. Hold on a sec. Okay, yeah. Columbus Day trading hours. The stock market will open for regular trading hours on Columbus Day. Interesting. Which are 9:30 to 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Monday, August 13th. While many banks and government offices are closed for the federal holiday, the New York Stock Exchange and NASDAQ remain open for trading. Wow, so that's interesting. So it's like a regular day. Is this true? Bond market is closed. Thank you, Alfred. Good morning, HMH. I keep wanting to say H and H, or H&M. It's a clothing store here, HMH. Yeah, anytime, no luck, pure skill. Good for us to know for sure. That's a surprise because I was hearing from other people that it was closed. So this is what AI is telling me in Google. Let me just go and check out the CME website. Okay, CME group holiday and trading hours. Oh, but like maybe check with your individual prop firms because I wonder if it's going to be different for them. Let's see. Globex trading hours and holiday schedule. Yeah, I don't think the next holiday is until Thanksgiving for futures. Interesting. Gosh, futures. Always open. Gotta love it. I'm really glad I'm in micros because this is like very intense. Yeah, okay. So Alfred says the next close will be Thanksgiving and then Christmas. I can't believe it. This year feels like it's already almost over. Like, what? It's already October. And I thought I was going to make $1 million this year. Maybe next year. Good morning, Corey the phone trader. So markets are just normal hours today for us who trade the NASDAQ. So that's good to know. For some reason, I thought the stock market would be closed, and then, or at least close early. And then I thought the futures market would close early. But according to ChatGPT and CME website, that is not the case. Oh, okay, cool. No Luck Pure Skills says, I checked with MFFU on Saturday and they said it was a regular Monday. Sweet. Thank you for sharing that information with us. Good morning, Rocky. Good morning, Iman. Alfred, you had 10 micros on Friday and was sweating with the wild swings. Oh my gosh, I know. It's just crazy. So this here, check this out. Okay, are we on? Okay, we are on Central Time here. So this was at 6 o'clock. I will show you something very interesting. Oh, so this pre-market here at 6:03. So 6:03, there was a headline. I will read you the headline. It came in my Lucid and Tradeify Project X. They have a resource tab and you can get live news on there. And their news is actually really good. Let me see if it'll let me scroll back. Oh, it won't. Okay, anyways, the news was Secretary Bessent was speaking on Fox. And he said basically that like it was very bearish headline news that the US and China are going head to head in the trade war type of headline. And so that's what this was all about. 6:03, the headline came in the news resource tab, the news hub. And it just like, this is the 1 minute chart, you guys. I wanted to show you on the 1 minute chart. Look at this range. And then it really moved. This is like the 3rd minute. So the high was 831 and the low was 777. That's like what, almost 50 points in 1 minute just off of that headline. So it did not sound very like everything is all good as far as when he was speaking. So anything can happen. Trump could come in, say something, ease the market fears, and all of a sudden the market's going to rip up like 3%, I feel like. So I'm not sure. That's kind of why I'm in micros right now. So I hopped in these micros based off of that news, really. And we haven't come back to test that news level yet, but we might, which is okay. I'll take a loss on it. No biggie. That is awesome. No Luck Pure Skill. Your trading's finally giving back after years of market tuition. Congratulations. Yeah, Corey, you have really good energy. Are you working today, Corey? Corey works a 9 to 5 and squeezes in trading in between on the phone. Hence the name Corey the phone trader. Oh, I had bought some stock in a cannabis company called Tilray. TLRY is the ticker symbol. And I did not have diamond hands. And now the price is above the price that I sold. Dang it. Don't you hate that? Oh my gosh, you are right. No luck, pure skill. I all weekend, part of my brain was thinking that I was still going to stream with everyone, but we don't have a stream. But Denny will be doing a Q&A on the My Funded Future stream. Yeah, at 9 Eastern Standard Time. Okay, that makes that's so funny. Yeah, all weekend in my mind, like I knew I wasn't streaming with them, but for I shared a post asking people to fill out the form, which I think Denny already cut off if you did want to fill that out. But yeah, Denny will be answering questions, and it's great to get feedback from you guys, like what you want to see on the different shows. I think My Funded Futures is really good about taking feedback and then implementing it. So definitely always let them know kind of what you want, what you like, what you hate. Rocky is hoping that you'll turn your trading around. You have no issue getting funded, but once you're funded, you struggle with the psychology. Oh my gosh, Rocky. I hear you. I struggle with that too. Now it's really easy for me to pass accounts, right? Like relatively easy. It is staying in the funded accounts. Trying to stay in them longer, it is a challenge. Do you know what it is that's kind of holding you back as far as the psychology? Like when you take a loss, are you doubling, triple down? Are you setting a daily loss limit and then you change it? Yeah. Do you know what kind of gets in your way? I think for me, like all of the above get in the way. Nice. Good morning, off the ground. That is awesome. Let's check out the 7 o'clock candle. I didn't take that trade. Oh, look at that. Yeah, the 7 o'clock breakout candle. Nice trade. I'm just hanging out in this micros that I'm getting smoked in. Yeah, I mean, this would be the type of morning to take the trade, expecting some type of imbalance. But I was like, oh, I don't think I'm going to take that trade today because I thought like the markets were going to close early, but they're not. So it's just another day on Wall Street. So Rocky says, I second guess my setups and then get into FOMO. Then it just spirals. I am about to get funded and going to try to carry the confidence over into funded. Yeah, I totally know, Rocky. I struggle with that. That daily loss limit seems to be key. And I don't know about you, but definitely for me, like I've removed it. And then when I remove it, sometimes it works. I'm able to battle back and make all of those losses plus more, or at least get back to break even for the day. But many times you end up hitting max DLL or losing your entire account. And I think the secret sauce is in being able to stick to that daily loss limit and then just leaving it alone. So not only is the secret sauce to set it, but then to leave it. And then you have to adjust your trading to fit within that amount. For example, if I have it set at 600, like this next chapter of mine in my trading, I have to be able to adjust my position sizing to fit within that 600 loss. Like if I'm trying to catch a move for the entire day, like intra-swing it, I'm not going to be able to hold it with one mini where every single point is $20 versus if I try and catch the whole move and I'm trying to hold it in one or two minis, then that's doable, right? Like that amount of wiggle room, because the market doesn't go in a straight line. Usually it doesn't. It's does all the, back, forth, all of that. Yeah, that does seem like the secret sauce, because if I hit max DLL, then what happens is my winning days, it doesn't outperform my major red days. So that's kind of a thing, I think. Rocky says stick to the personal rules. Yeah. Isn't it funny how these rules are like so simple, but it's so much easier to talk about and say and say, okay, this is what I'm going to do, than it is to stick to it. It's kind of like dieting. A lot of people know what they need to do, right, to lose pounds, but it's tough. No Luck Pure Skills says that's actually where I have been since July. Is the first time I actually get more money after payouts. Instead of payout and then blow everything, tilt and buy new ones. Yes, it is definitely a progression. I feel like when you first start trading props, it's like, how do I pass? How do I pass the accounts? It takes like a hot minute to figure out how to pass them. And then once you pass them, it's like, okay, how do I get my first payout? And then you get your first payout, and then you start to get some payouts. And then I think the next progression is, how do I keep my accounts for longer? And how do I get more payouts and keep the accounts for longer? And then hopefully after that, it'll be like trading in live, right? And then being able to stay in live. TTBZ says, Corey, I remember you saying you were going to find a trade, set it, and forget it for the MFU account. Corey, what are you thinking for your MFU account? Yeah, I do. I think it's hard to stick to just one strategy, you guys. I think I'm just not the one strategy type of gal. Which is fine. I think a lot of traders trade more than one strategy. I think it's the minority of people trade only one strategy. And then you have people who are discretionary traders, and they are purely like trade based on feel and market price. All right, NASDAQ is up by over 417 points. It's trading around VWAP right now. It'll be so interesting to see how the market opens. So we're going to get a regular open today. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. A regular New York open. I wasn't expecting that. Alfred says, that's why I prefer funded accounts without consistency rules. Red days are easier to handle because they don't set back a payout. I know, right? I think the only protection with that is I'm learning that I have to set my daily loss limit at least at the same amount, if not less, as the max 20% consistency. For example, the direct to funded with Lucid and with Tradeify. So on the 150K accounts, if you want to get a payout as quickly as possible, the consistency amount would be 1,800 each day. And so that means that I have to set my red days at 1,800, because if I don't, which I haven't before, and I hit the daily max loss, and that's like 3,700, and that's like really hard to come back from. Yeah, that's a good point, Alfred. Nate, I'm with you. Nate said, I don't think I have a strategy. I like them all. That's what I should start saying when people give me a hard time about trading all different strategies. I just haven't found one that I'm like, yeah, this is it. Like, this is the only one I want to trade. I just don't think, you guys, I just don't think I'm that type of trader where I'm only going to trade one. At least not yet. I'm still definitely trying to find my way. Like, I don't know. It just feels that way. Like, I can get payouts I'm not getting payouts as consistently as I want to. Um, so I know there's work to do, but we always have work to do. Off the Ground asks, does the 7 o'clock candle change when the time changes? Oh, what do you mean, off the ground? When the time changes? This is when I take that 7 a.m. It's Central Time trade idea. So the idea behind that is that it's a breakout trade off this 7-minute, 5-minute candle, and the idea behind it is like if I'm expecting some type of imbalance, I'm picturing people at their desks in New York, Chicago. They're starting to push orders. So that's the idea off of that. Does it always work? No. But it is a spot in time where I have found an imbalance in the market. Like, because that's kind of what I'm looking for when I'm looking for scalps. I'm looking for some type of hurry. Like, okay, there's a flood of orders. Because the thing is, it's all about in the moment. If in the moment right now we have a ton of aggressive buyers, it's going to send the price higher. If in the moment right now we have a ton of aggressive sellers, it will send the price lower. Does that mean at the end of the day, like that is predicting the price at the end of the day? No, it just means like in this moment. So like in this moment here, when that headline news came out, we had, you can see it in the 5-minute candle, right? Like we had aggressive sellers come in. So the bet is on continuation that we will get another move lower. So that's the idea, kind of the psychology behind the 7 a.m. candle, because I like to trade pre-market, right? And like it's like, okay, what is a good idea for a setup in pre-market? Hey Vince, good morning. Nate says it's hard to remain systematic when price action is always evolving. Yes, so true. And when we go from volatility, like low volatility to high volatility, it's very difficult. I agree. Daylight savings time change. Gotcha. Yeah, I just follow the 7 a.m. And like I said, it's not, I think the days that it tends to not work is when there's not really some type of news catalyst, some type of imbalance, like either the day before or like the night before or the morning before. Then like you're just going to get like a bunch of chop, right? Or more likely for you to get a bunch of chop. The hardest part for me, you guys, like besides sticking to the daily loss limit, is also staying out of the market, because I've been trading long enough that I know what an A++ setup looks like, right? Like I've asked myself that question many times. If I can only take one trade, if I could only take one trade a month, let's say, what would that look like? And whatever your answer is, that is your A++ setup. And for me, the A++ setup just happened. It happened on Friday when we've been grinding higher for weeks, for days, right? Like we're just grinding, making all-time new highs over and over and over again. And then the A++ setup, if I can only take one setup a month, is waiting for that negative catalyst news to come and hit, because now everyone's offsides and people freak out. They're selling to lock in their profits. People are afraid, so we'll get like those nice big flushes down like we did on Friday. And to me, that is like the A++ setup. But it doesn't happen often. It happens like once a month maybe. And so it's like if you can wait for those, and then if you can be consistent with your risk, like could I bat a 90% win rate and have a massive 5-hour return or 4? Like that would be amazing. But I'd have to be able to sit on my hands for like an entire month. And so that's what's so tricky. And then I've asked myself, okay, Terry, what is your A++ setup in the week? If I can only take one trade, that's it. Like, this is my little token. This is my blush, by the way. This is my little token. I can only exchange it for one trade out of the entire week. What would that look like? And so ask yourself that, because everyone's different, right? For me, that one token trade I would take would be a gap fill, meaning the market opens like, let's say 100 points or more. Not a big gap fill, because like the bigger the gap, statistically it's less likely that it'll fill. So like with our volatility right now, like I would say, let's say I wake up and the market is already up by about over 100 points and it's on no news. Like if I can find that trade without any no news tied to it, then to me that is like an A+ setup. Like, all right, I will trade this in and I will take that trade and I will risk either 1-to-1 or like maybe risk 1 for 2. So let's say if the market is 100 points already bought up from New York and Globex, well, now I might risk 50 points to close that gap to get 100 points. So that is like, I ask myself that question because I think it's important. Like, okay, what does that look like? I've asked other traders on stream, on the My Funded Futures stream, like, what exactly, like, how do you know? How do you know it's your A++ setup? Because like, okay, for example, the 7 a.m. candle, like, if I can only take one trade a week, that's probably not going to be it, right? Like, but what does it look like to you? It's something I've been thinking about. Because for a while, I just felt like I don't know what that looks like. Like when you hear these like pro top 1% traders talking about only take your A++ setup, I don't know what that looks like. Like I know what a good reversal trade looks like. I know what a good breakout trade looks like with momentum. I know what a really good trade back to VWAP looks like. But like, how do you know ahead of time? And that's the key. Hindsight trading is 100% win rate. Like, forget it. But how do we know ahead of time? Like, ooh, this is the A+ setup, right? Another A+ setup for me is last night when, was it last night or over the weekend when Donald Trump tweeted like very bullish news about the trade wars and just basically saying, oh, like, you know, I don't know what he said. I forgot the headline, but it was a very bullish headline, and we had a massive red day on Friday, completely based on bearish trade war news. And then now Trump comes in with this bullish headline. It's like, oh man, like that's such a setup to go long. And I did capitalize on that, so that was good. But like, yeah, I don't know. It's just kind of something I've been thinking about. Thank you, Rocky. Yes, everyone smash that like button for me if you haven't already. It does actually help. I was looking back at my numbers and on the days that like the likes were not as high, the views, it was less because I think YouTube, based on like the chat rate and also based on likes, like it'll push out the stream more. So thank you, you guys. Thank you, Rocky, for reminding everyone and for reminding me to ask for the likes. Abundance says, Terry, the answer is experience, but actually taking it very seriously. When you click that button, you're measuring and recording. Then with time, you see. Yeah, thank you, Abundance. This, right? To not just click this like it's going out of style. It is easy to take it all for granted, and especially with the prop firms, how easily we can buy a new account and reset it, and that can lead to some bad habits. That is so true. Okay, so I am just wanting to read that headline to you guys. Okay, so Donald Trump said, this was on Truth Social. He posted it yesterday at 12:43 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. He said, "Don't worry about China. It will all be fine. Highly respect President Xi. Just had a bad moment. He doesn't want depression for his country, and neither do I. The USA wants to help China, not hurt it." President DJT. So that was like everyone on X. They were like, "All right, we're gonna gap up green," and it just took off. I was napping. I know I should set an alarm for the Globex Open, but but I was napping, and I woke up like an hour after the market was already open. But I was able to capitalize on some of it. Oh, TTBZ, you figured it would gap up and you didn't take a shot. I hate that feeling. I know. It can be very scary when we have like a 200.5-minute candle. My goodness. Like off of 1 micro, it could have made $400. It's crazy. Yeah, exactly, Alfred. Alfred, did you trade it? Oh my gosh, Rocky, you caught a trade for 1K at the open? Woo! Congrats. You must have gone long. I didn't see like how quickly it moved. I'm guessing within that 5 minutes, it was like sometimes when it opens like that, it's like 15-point gaps in price. Nice. Oh, I know, TTBZ. You're feeling like you missed out. Agreed. I have that feeling too. So we're just chilling in this micro, in these 2 micros. It's not really working. This is a take profit trader eval. We are up $800 on the day. That's why I figured I would risk it. Risking it for a biscuit. I might close it out. It's retracing this whole 5-minute candle, right? I might close it out and just wait for New York for the actual open. That should be exciting. I do want to take the 5-minute opening range break trade on the New York open because I am expecting an imbalance. Will it work? I sure hope so. Yeah, I think I'm gonna save some bullets here. Just close that out. Oh, it's so ugly. I'm gonna show you guys the ugly here. The volume was out of this world. Oh, at the Globex Open. Alfred, you blew a combine going long at the wrong time. Dang it! It's so easy to do with sizing. I didn't trade my funded account though. That's smart. So that seems like it's part of the game too. It's like, what accounts are we trading when? Are we rotating accounts? It seems like the traders, the prop traders that get the most payouts, a lot of them don't copy trade all of their accounts at once. Most of them will trade in batches. So I think that might be key. Oh, good morning, Forex. You thought you had 3 micros, but had, oh my gosh, but you had the 3 minis on, but you made $1,700. I love it when the mistakes like go in our favor, because so many times it's the opposite. Yeah, I feel like when that happens, it's like lock out, lock me out now before we like go and do something silly. I know I have done many silly things. Okay, price is trading above VWAP right now. Let's see, what is VWAP? Yeah, I don't know why Tradeify does that. It like just deletes all of my settings. Oh, this is still on the 1 minute. It's very random, guys, and you can go up here and save your template and it'll delete that too. I don't know why it does that. Let me put VWAP on here. Yeah, and then it just randomly puts like these like default settings, default indicators on. All right, let's put on my favorite indicator, the VWAP. This is the one I use, Tiki Trade, because it's free. Tiki VWAP. To find it, if you guys aren't familiar, you just go to, you have to go to Explore Community Indicators to search for it. Okay, let's make this white. Make this line not so thick. And then I uncheck all of these. These are like, I believe, bands of standard deviations off of the VWAP. Click save. There we go. So that is the volume VWAP, volume weighted average pricing. Tiki has a lot of useful indicators. Yes, thank you to Tiki, whoever you are, making us free indicators. Alfred said, copy trading is a no-no for me. I've lost too many accounts at once in the wrong move. Yeah, Alfred, same. I don't know why I still try and do it. It's so silly. I think it's like probably like the greed of thinking like, oh, if I'm so convinced this is such a good move, let me put them all on because I don't want to miss out. Let me make $1,800 on all my accounts. And then you get smoked and then it hurts and then that can send you on tilt, right? Yeah, it's not good. Good morning, Miguel. Forex cross of the 100 EMA in a long on Apex funded. Awesome! Congrats! It must be printing some money. Yeah, with the Apex, it seems like the trick with Apex is you have to try and take your profits real quick and run because of that trailing drawdown. Rocky also does not copy trade and you rotate. Hey, Coach Carter. Coach Carter, we actually found out that the New York Stock Exchange is open today and it's just regular trading hours, even though it is Columbus Day. Yes. I'm checking for the third time, guys. It is open on Columbus Day, and it is not a stock market holiday. Except for the bond market, Alfred did share with us the bond market is closed today. So if you're trading bonds, I don't know anyone that trades bonds. Do you guys? Rocky likes to use Ninja over Tradeify. Yeah. I like Tradeify because it's cloud-based, but I don't like how they just like delete all of these, all my settings. I'm liking this. Okay, so it's 7:41 my time. Let's see here. Still wait. I'm still going to wait though. What do you guys think? So we're above VWAP. Let's look at the whole overnight. This is a gap. It'd be so wild if this thing gets filled during today, which it could because we have a regular trading session today. It is possible, but that would be wild because that would be a really big move. We're 400 points from New York's closing price from Friday. Woo! So if I was going for that gap fill, I could put in like 1 micro and I could make like $800. Should I try it? Maybe I should try it just for fun. Funsies. And then we can gather back here tomorrow and we can see if it made any money. Yeah, let's do that for fun. This is my take profit trader eval. Let's just risk, this is 200. Let's risk the high of day with just 1 micro and let's go for the gap fill. Let's just let this baby run. Let's just let it run all day, all night. It probably won't fill. It is like massive, right? But we'll just set it and forget it and see what happens. This is fun. Okay, let's go back on the big boy chart. This is the big boy one. Oh, I can show you my trades that I caught earlier this morning. on the big boy contract. So here I caught this nice short. This was early. I wake up early. This is like at 5 in the morning, 5:35 my time. What did I see? I like the way price was moving down, and I was waiting. I was thinking this is part of London's price action. I was thinking that London would retrace back to VWAP, so that's why I hyped in. I hyped. I hopped into this short, and it did work. And I used my $200 risking $200 for $500 profit bracket, so it did hit the. Actually, I think this one I took profit just a tiny bit early, a little short of 500. And then the reason why I got into this trade, I took this short is because this was after that headline, that bearish headline news, and then it did close below VWAP. And then when it went to go test it, I was waiting for the price to look like it was going to dump off of that VWAP, which I got. So I just hopped into a short. Same thing. This one I did let it fully hit the TP, risking $200 for $500 bracket. So those were my trades this morning. That's like 600 points. I know, Alfred. Which I don't even want. I don't even want that much in dollars, right? Because this is Take Profit Traders eval, and there is a 50% consistency rule, and you do have to trade it for 5 days anyways. But 50% to pass is 1,500. So really, I only want 700 more to pass. Let's do the math. 700 more. So I would need at least 300 points, 350. Yeah, we'll just let it run. So I definitely don't want my, I don't want more than 350 points. Oh, you guys, making me do math so early. Okay, 8, 7, 6, 5. 518 minus 50. 515. Right? 8, 7, 6, 5. You guys are gonna watch me do math. This is so funny. Okay, and then we need 50 points. So like 70, 470. Wow! For real? Am I pretty close? I just should take out my calculator. Yeah, that would be lovely if it filled and we're all short. Anything can happen. Or this thing just takes off like a banshee at the open, and the whole entire move from Friday can reverse. I have seen that so many times, you guys. Like, it's the market always can surprise us. I try and remind myself that because I know for at least the first year I was trading, if not 2 years, I was like, oh, I know what the market is going to do. And the reality is we don't know. We place bets thinking we have a hunch based on whatever it is. Maybe it's your system, maybe it's using news, whatever it might be. And then we don't know the exact outcome, because if we knew, all of us, we would be trillionaires. So I just I try and remind myself that there's so many gurus out there, you guys, that are like, oh, I know exactly where price is gonna go. Why are they on YouTube then? Like, why are they, selling affiliate codes if they know exactly where price is going to go? Because the last time I checked, no one has a crystal ball. Okay, that's all. That's all for my rant this morning about the Furus. Yes, exactly, Rocky. Good morning, Pine Tree. Let's go. Pine Tree Trader did make a website. Congrats. Everyone go check out Pine Tree Trader's Discord and also his new website. Rocky, you have a crystal ball, but it doesn't work like it's supposed to. Yeah, same. Sometimes my crystal ball only works like 30%. Sometimes it works like 80%. It just depends on the day. Nice, Corey. Corey, you're going to join me in waiting for a good setup. So this is like just funsies, right? This is the funsies. Pine Tree Trader, we are doing this funsie trade for stream. We're going to reconvene tomorrow and see what happens. And this is Take Profit Trader eval. It's up money, so we're okay with risking some money on this funsie trade. And we do not want more than a 50% consistency in profit. So we don't want to exceed 1,500. Otherwise we have to make more, which kind of is a bummer for an eval. But yeah, it'd be nice to take a payout from Take Profit Trader. I haven't really traded with them much lately. So getting back in the game with trading multiple prop firms. Forex says you need to change your battery in your crystal ball. Yeah, and if you guys ever come up with one that works, let me know. Actually, I don't think you would tell anyone because you would take all the monies in the world, all the trillions and trillions of dollars. Oh yeah, Rocky says the intraday, once you're funded, gets you every time. It is tricky. It is tricky to trade intraday. This is true. I think it's taking those profits quickly. It seems like scalping works better if you have an intraday trailing versus an end of day. Good morning, Bori. So, Pine Tree Trader, I don't know if you heard, but it's a regular market day today. It's like Columbus Day, but the stock market, New York stock market, is still operating as normal. So we're going to have a full regular day. But the My Funded Future stream, there's no stream, which gives me a small break. But Denny will be streaming a Q&A at 9 in the morning. I know, Rocky. I agree. It's so much easier said than done. There's something that happens to our brains when we see profits, and then when profits start to dissipate. It's completely a human thing. So you're not alone, Rocky. Yes, time to degen. 100%. Alfred said, that's why I'm glad I'm in a TPT Pro Plus instead of the Pro. Oh my gosh. So true. So Alfred, now that you're in Pro Plus, so Pro Plus is Take Profit Trader's live accounts. Do you still, if you lose a Pro Plus account, do you just do a regular eval to get put right back into a Pro Plus? Or do you have to go back to eval and then Pro Plus? Yeah, Flawless. It's so tricky because you can hold a winning trade and then it might just like turn around and go against you because the market doesn't move in a straight line. And then what can make it worse is it takes you out or you take a loss on it and then it dumps in your direction. Like, it's so tricky. Bill says bear flag short 805. Very interesting. Yeah, I do see that bear flag. So now we are trading back down to VWAP. Let's check out the price of that 7 a.m. candle. This is a 7 a.m. candle. Be interesting if we trade below. Very interesting. Thank you, Pine Tree. Oh, that's cool. They make him skip the Pro. Wow. Yeah, it is a way, the props move us into live as a way to mitigate their risk, right? Like they can't just like keep bleeding out money. And in the end of the day, I know this is probably not a popular opinion, but in the end of the day, it is like trying to get to live and trying to stay in a live account, whatever that might look like. I think the prop game pulling out lots of hundreds of thousands of dollars is still money in the bank. Don't get me wrong. Oh my God, it totally is. But in the long run, like, I want to be net, part of that 1% club of like top goat traders, which is just takes time. Mastery doesn't happen overnight, that is for sure. Alfred said, I'm set to go. I'm set up to go straight to Pro Plus now after the eval. I made over 40K in payouts in the Pro accounts, and TPT said no more Pro payouts, only Pro Plus payouts. That's so awesome! Congratulations, Alfred. That's so good. You know you're good when firms move you to live and they keep you in live because they know you are just going to keep taking money. So I really respect traders who trade from live accounts. All right, guys. Thanks so much for joining me. I am going to go and help my mom, help turn her and give her some food and water and give her whatever else she needs. Good luck today during the open. I will also be trading the open. I'm just going to let this account run, let it do its thing for funsies, and we will come back tomorrow morning and we can see what happens. Good luck, everyone. Smash that like button if you haven't already on your way out. I appreciate all of you. Bye, guys.